Hello, my name is Allison from the law firm of Basham Shaw, and I'm here to give some very basic nuts and bolts to you today on asylum law. Asylum has become a very hot topic with this current administration that we're dealing with, and you can see a lot of news articles and information out there about changes to the administration, ways they're trying to overhaul or change the asylum process. So I'm not going to address any of that with you today only because it's so rapidly changing. It's really important if you are in the midst of an asylum application or want to file that you consult with an immigration attorney to see if any of those changes will affect you. However, what I wanted to do today again is give you the nuts and bolts, the very basics of what one needs to qualify for asylum. So in order to qualify for asylum, you must meet the definition of a refugee. So that means you must be outside of your own country, unable or unwilling to avail yourself to the protection of your country because you've suffered past persecution or you have a fear of future persecution on account of your race, nationality, religion, because you're a member of a particular social group, or your political opinion. So that's the basic definition. So breaking down what all of that means. To qualify for asylum, you need to physically be inside of the United States. So you cannot be outside of the United States and file for asylum. You must be unable to be protected by your country's government, unable or unwilling to avail yourself to the protection. Sometimes that may be because your own country is persecuting you. Sometimes that may be because your persecutor or the group coming after you, the government of your country cannot control. The idea of persecution is something that's been litigated heavily. So the persecution that you're suffering needs to be harm rising above. It needs to be something that's rising above the basic idea of harm. So simple threats, I'm going to hurt you, are not enough, but death threats may be enough. In a persecution context, they're going to look at the totality of the circumstances. And again, you can still qualify for asylum even if you've not been persecuted, but if you have a credible fear of persecution in the future. Finally, the big one to qualify for asylum is that your fear needs to be based on one of 5 protected grounds. And again, those protected grounds are race, religion, nationality, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion. So the reason that the persecutor is coming after you, the reason that you fear returning to your home country needs to be on one of those 5 bases. The reason I enjoy doing asylum law is it allows you to be very creative with your arguments, but based on what harm you've suffered, the reason you fear returning home, it needs to fit into one of those 5 categories. Again, this is a very general overlook at what asylum in the United States is, not even addressing any of the recent changes. This is just the nuts and bolts. So please reach out to us to schedule a consultation to talk about your case more specifically and see if you do meet these requirements and if you're a good candidate to apply.